Welcome to yet another live Insta live session with me, relationship coach. My name is Kumar Achanta, and today we are going to talk about how to get over a breakup. So, let me ask you a quick question. Have you been through breakup? How was it? How did you feel? What was going through? Hey, thank you so much. My colleague Anamika just joined. Sriman's just joined. Master Wuji just joined. So if someone can walk away from you, let them walk. It's better to be single with a standard than losing for approval, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? So today we're going to talk about how to get over a breakup. So, do you want to take your relationships from good to great? At Anamify, we help people build conscious relationships, yes, with their partners and facilitate expansion through our one-to-one sessions and our e-learning journeys and so on and so forth. Hey Akhil, thank you so much for joining. Show me some hearts flying over the screen and let me know that you're there. Hey Venu Gopal, thank you for joining. Let those hearts fly and share this live session with your contacts, with your close buddies, because I'm sure this topic would resonate with so many people out there who've been through breakups. Yes, I can see some hearts flying out there. Let me invite my colleague and friend Anamika, and we're gonna talk about this topic. Hey Dr. Saurav Das, thanks for joining. Just a second. So, hi Shraddha, joining. Thank you so much for joining. Today is going to be quite a good discussion on this topic. My friend Anamika is joining. Hi Shraddha, hi. Hello. Just a second, Anamika. Okay. Give me a minute. Can you hear me? Okay, welcome Anamika. I'm not sure why I'm not able to hear any voice, but just a second. Okay, let me quickly fix this. No. Okay, you can hear me, right, Anamika? But what, I am unable to hear you. Why? Let me quickly check. Give me a minute, guys. There seems to be some technical error.
Me now?
I can hear you now.
Wait, am I audible clearly? I have removed my
Yes,
AirPods.
yes. Now you're set. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes these technical issues happen, and we got to live with it, isn't it, Anamika? And in fact, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this technology that you sitting somewhere in some other city, I am sitting in some other city, and we're able to connect. We're able to go live and provide so much value to our audience. Isn't it fantastic, Anamika?
It's amazing. It's amazing, and to be able to connect with people like all across the globe, different people come and join, and it's nice. Be it over Instagram Live or be it over the sessions that we do. So it's amazing.
Absolutely. All right. So my name is Kumar, and meet my friend Anamika. She's a relationships coach, and she's also an energy healer, and she worked in finance for quite a few years, and now she's into relationship coaching. So last time we were live last Wednesday. Every Wednesday we're going to be live. So please share this live with your friends out there, and let me quickly ask a question to all the audience out there who are watching. Have you been through breakup? Type yes in the chat box if you have been through breakup in the chat box. Type yes. Let me see that yes if you have been through breakup, because I have been through, not once, but more than once. So yeah. So yes, Anamika, have you been through breakup?
Absolutely, absolutely. Not once, more than that, certainly.
Yes. And friends, it's very tough. Breakup is not easy to handle, and it's definitely tough to handle breakup. So today we'll understand how do we really deal with this breakup. So breakups are really tough. No doubts about it. People go crazy when this thing happens. It's not easy. Just to let you know, when I had my breakup, for the first 6 months, I was like lost. I mean, I didn't knew what I was doing. Of course, I was going to work. It's just like that a person who's just living out there, not really enjoying himself or himself. So I was like that when I had my breakup. So Anamika, what is this breakup and how can one deal with it?
Yeah.
Venugopal says he has been through breakup. Yes. Anybody else been through breakup? Could you please type yes in the chat box and let me see how many of you have been through breakup? Also share this live. Yes, Anamika.
Yeah.
What
Thank
can one
you.
do if they are going through breakup? I think there are various scenarios again here. It could be sudden thing. They realized and they just wanted to get separated. So how to deal with this situation?
Yeah. Am I audible?
You are, you are.
Perfect. Perfect. Yes. So a breakup can happen due to many different reasons. It can be situational when like two people are dating each other and they cannot get married. It could also be because the relationship was not working out. It could be due to a change in location. It got long distance. It could be because there was constant conflicts or fights in the relationship. Or maybe just one person felt that the spark has gone away and it's not working for them and they break up. So it's painful, and it's not that the person who is initiating the breakup, it's not painful for them. So whether you're a person who is initiating the breakup or not, it's still going to be very painful. It's very hurtful when it comes to losing relationships, because we
True.
have been so connected. We share our parts with people who we are in a relationship with, and there are so many memories, there are so many discussions and things which are shared between two people, and then after a breakup it certainly feels that now all of it is lost and gone. So it's hurtful
Absolutely.
for
Yes.
in any case.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was in this relationship with this girl for 6 years, Anamika. I mean, it's not 6 days, 6 weeks. It's 6 years, and I know how it feels. I've been through that. It's not easy. And at that time, I mean, it was quite a few years ago, of course. And at that time, I did not have anybody to really. I mean, of course, I had a couple of friends with whom I spoke to,
Hmm.
my close buddies, where I just opened up and shared. I actually, went through all those emotional, ups and downs. So, what can one do? If you can guide, or if we can guide to all the audience who are watching, what can one do if they have to go through this breakup?
Right, right. So it's firstly, it's very important that we understand that why so much hurt, right? Why breakup
Mhm.
hurt so much. So there are a few things. There could be a few reasons why breakup hurt so much. So I'm keeping aside the category of people who were codependent or who were interdependent, and leaving all the categories aside. No matter if you are just codependent, or you are truly like engaged and involved in the relationship, not only out of dependency but out of like love, still it hurts, right? Whichever category you belong to. Now the first thing is that it involves losing a part of ourselves, because we have spent shared memories are there, we have spent time. So the hurt also depends a lot on the kind of investment, how much a person was invested in the relationship, how long it went on, how much emotionally, intellectually, physically, and in different segments they were invested in the relationship. So the more the investment, the higher the chance is to feel that hurt. And Kumar, the most beautiful part with relationships is that they are that one segment in our life which has the capacity to give us the utmost amount of joy and the utmost amount of pain,
Very true.
right?
Very true. Yes. Yes.
So it's like heart wrenching. It's so painful, and because there was so much joy, right? So um,
Right.
we live in a dual world, and the intensity of joy and happiness and involvement also comes up with the intensity of pain and hurt, right? So losing a part of ourselves, it also includes losing a dream, because sometimes when we are in a relationship, we're getting committed and serious. There's a lot of dreaming that we do together, planning that we do to get together, and we feel
Right.
that, okay, this is what we're going to do when we are together in the future. This is the kind of house I'm going to build. This is the kind of car we're going to buy. Small things. This is how we are going to spend our day. And because this dream, this thing which we created together, now that is lost. So this feels like losing an identity, losing a
Right.
part of ourselves, and
Yeah.
that hurts a lot. The second thing which causes pain to us as humans, because it is a part of our design, is change. We are not very good in dealing with change, and when a breakup happens, so regardless of the fact whether the breakup has happened suddenly or it has happened gradually over a period of time, we don't like
Right.
change, right? Because
Mm.
now the way we spend our day, the way we spend our time and energy is going to change, and we are not very good with change, so it makes us very uncomfortable. The third thing is that especially when it comes to codependent relationships, people don't know, how am I even going to meet these of my needs? So let's suppose, for an example, you were emotionally getting your emotional needs were getting met in a particular relationship, and now after the breakup, you don't know how to meet those needs.
True. True.
And
Yes.
especially in codependent relationship, with a lot of people, it is also very painful, because they start seeing this as a failure for themselves. So there's a lot of guilt and shame and confusion which comes up, that what went wrong, right? So even if at at the core of our subconscious, at the core of our heart, at the core of our being, we know somehow internally that this is not going to work, and yet it is very hard for our conscious minds to accept that it's not going to work, because there's always hope, and we are driven a lot by hope, right? So hope is an amazing thing, and but if we keep hoping a lemon tree to give a mango fruit someday, then it's just, false kind of hope we keep feeding on to ourselves. So a lot of guilt and shame comes in, a lot of confusion comes in. For a lot of people, low self-esteem gets triggered. They start feeling that
Right.
maybe I did something wrong in the relationship. I am not a right person. I'm not good enough for this relationship. Or like there was this lady we were talking to in the morning, and she was saying that I mess up everything, right? I mess up my
Mm.
relationships. So she was feeling that she's the one who is at fault and at guilt, and she is messing up her relationships. So it feels like a failure. So these are a few points which are coming to my mind when it comes to looking at why breakup hurts
Why
so
break
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of you, thanks to all of you who have joined us today. Any of you, do you resonate to any of these points? Have you gone through any of these, or are you going through it? You can just write it in the chat box below.
Yes. Yes. Please do that. And Anamika, as I said, this is breakup is really tough, and it's not easy for everybody to handle.
Yeah.
Again, it depends on person to person as to how strong or how weak, or what is their way of dealing with that particular situation, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. The first thing, I mean, which I did, when I had my breakup, was allowing those feelings to feel. I mean, I was allowing those feelings and emotions to just come. I mean, I was not restricting them. I mean, of course, I was sad. I was angry. I felt hurt. And there was this deep emotions. I was all by myself, sobbing and all that. So I just allowed it. I just allowed it to happen, and no, not to really suppress my feelings. Is I think that's what is to be done. I mean, what do you think, Anamika?
Absolutely. That's a really, really important point, because with most people who are hurt or who are in pain, so because we live in the dating era, if we just look at the population and look at the kind of responses people give after any kind of pain, hurt, or trauma, so those responses to distract ourselves immediately. And what a lot of
Right.
people do is they will get into another relationship, jump onto another relationship, even
Oh yes.
uh, without even looking at the kind of trauma they are going currently, and they feel that it will just shut down, right? So it's like suppressing a lot of emotions, suppressing, because like I was saying, that it is about losing a part of you, losing your identity, losing a dream, losing something which was so precious. Uh, and uh, and even if no matter how toxic or painful the relationship was, it would still have maybe one or two things which were good, and that is what we grieve. So it's really important to go through the grieving process before we jump into another relationship, right? So
Mm.
the grieving process is the general stages that we talk about, the same five stages: denial, bargaining, anger, depression, and then the last stage comes, which is the stage of acceptance, where we feel that, okay, fine, it is what it is. I accept the good
Right.
and bad, and I accept that it is over, right?
Right.
So going through that grieving process is important, because no matter if the breakup was sudden or gradual, we we get into the denial mode, we get into the bargaining mode, keep living in that hope that maybe I'm misunderstanding, maybe this is going to get
Right.
okay someday, this is going to get fine, and that's a normal, natural human response. Now the grieving process can differ from person to person. For some people it could
Right.
take 10 days, for some people it could take 10 months, for some it could take 10 years as well. Again, coming
Oh yes.
back to how much invested you were in the
And
relationship.
and I have a question, Anamika, when you were just talking about um, when people go through this breakup, I don't know, maybe because they hold the grudge, saying, how come this person can leave me and get into some other relationship, and this person, without even dealing with the current emotions and feelings and whatever is happening, they just get into another relationship. I know this person. I know this person who just broke up, and just to prove to her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, by the way, who was getting married to someone. She got married because he was getting married, and she has so much of trouble for first 7 years. 7 years, Anamika. It's not 7 days or weeks. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please understand the grieving process which just Anamika mentioned. It is so crucial. I mean, don't just fall out of love and fall in love immediately. You got to understand your own self. What are those emotions? Where are you coming from? What are those attachment styles, love languages? There's so much in relationships. Am I right,
Absolutely.
Anamika? I mean,
Absolutely.
without healing themselves, one cannot really, because again the second relationship or whatever they're getting into will end up in the same thing, same way.
Exactly. So the name will change, the person will change, but it will only be a reflection of the same thing. So it's like you use the term that, no, take out time to know yourself, right?
Right.
And that is so crucial, that when people go through the breakup and just any kind of trauma, our normal human response is either fight, flight, fawn, or freeze, right? And none of
Right.
it actually includes looking at the emotions, looking at the feelings, what exactly are we going through, and knowing ourselves that why is it happening. So not from the crying mode of why this is happening to me, but from an awareness mode of why this is happening to me, right? What do I learn from this relationship? why was this relationship sent to me, and what were the lessons that I was supposed to learn from this relationship, and taking out time to integrate all of these things, going through the grieving process. Use that timeline. When you're not ready for another relationship, don't jump into one just to distract yourself, because it's not only about you. When you're getting into a relationship, it's about some other person as well, and you are going to hurt that person from your own hurt state. And at least developing some empathy, that keeping yourself in the other person's shoes, that is it even fair to them, right?
Right. Right.
So that thing, and then knowing yourself is a big thing, that what do I need to learn, what am I codependent, right? How do I meet my needs? Can I meet my needs on my own, right? So we get into relationships because meeting each other's needs, we cannot meet all of our needs on our own, and it's amazing to ask and receive and give in relationship and all of these things, but that doesn't have to come from the space of codependency. It has to come from the space of interdependency, that I love myself, I know I can meet my own needs, but I want now to share my life with somebody, and that is why I'm getting into the relationship. Not the other way around, that I need to get into the relationship so now that this person can meet my need, because I don't know how to meet my needs on my own. I don't know, I'm so
Right.
empty, I'm so lonely, I'm so fearful, I'm so insecure, that I always have to depend on something to feel safe and secure and meet my needs. So knowing yourself, what did you learn? What are you supposed to learn? What are the things that this relationship showed to you? What are your needs? What are your beliefs? What are your values? What makes you attract? Why you're attracting the same kind of people, or I should rather say, why are you feeling attracted to the same kind of people? And dig deeper into all of these things, that what are your own feelings, what are your own insecurities, what are your own patterns and conditionings that are actually attracting the same loop in your life again and again. So
Right.
rather than jumping onto conclusions, because another thing which people do, that when they go through a breakup, is that they take a decision that now I'm never going to get into a relationship. And for people like that, I want to ask a question, that are you even being fair to yourself? I mean, what are you giving yourself a punishment for?
True.
Because you are a human being, another person was a human being. We all make mistakes. Things go wrong in life all the time. But that doesn't mean that we will start punishing ourselves, rather than, learning from our mistakes and learning the lessons which life brought, those things, all of those things which life brought to us, learning from it and deciding that not to repeat it again, rather than, oh God, now I'm never going to be in the relationship because I'm so afraid that I don't want to feel hurt. I am remembering one of my favorite quotes of Rumi's, that you have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. So,
wow.
So see, the thing is that avoiding love, for you will never get hurt if you avoid love. But the thing is, the cost you are paying is never experiencing love in your whole life, right? So that's a very big cost. You are avoiding the negative, but along with the negative, you are avoiding all the positive as well. Rather, become capable to accept the negative and the positive.
Absolutely.
Not avoid both of these things, right? So self-reflection is a very important thing when it comes to this. So grieving process, self-reflection, knowing yourself and feeling your feelings, like Kumar mentioned before. Feel your feelings. One exercise which I can tell you is you can start naming your feelings, because as I told you, the grieving stages, there are different questions which arise in our head when we are going through different phases. So name your feelings, watch your thoughts, what are the things which are coming up, what are the exact kind of feelings which are coming in. So get that kind of clarity that, okay, right now I'm feeling this. What am I fearful of? What am I afraid to lose? What am I insecure about? How can I learn to meet my needs? How can I feel secure? Right. So first you become a healed person. First you come to your own point where you feel good about yourself, right? And in
Absolutely.
acceptance, undisturbed by the past. And then only you will be able to attract the right kind of person in your life, because now then you are vibrating at that kind of frequency, because you're vibing very different, right? So you will yourself not want to create the same cycle to yourself again and again.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So true. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so far, I know, I mean, somebody said everybody goes through this. Yes, my friend, everybody goes through this, but not everybody will know how to handle this, right? Uh, that's why uh, that's why we are talking today that you have to go through this something called grieving process. There are 5 stages in grieving process. First is denial, second is anger, third is bargaining, fourth is depression, and fifth is acceptance. Okay, so and you have to reach to a stage where you have to accept. And as Anamika was mentioning, for some people it might take 6 days. For some people 6 months or 6 weeks. It depends. It depends on how healed you are, or how conscious you are about your things. And another things which were shared during the conversation today was know yourself, which is such an amazing point. Why are you attracting such kind of people? What really makes you to attract them in your life, or why you are getting attracted to them? That's one thing. And even though it happens, yes, it happens with everyone. And the question that you got to ask yourself is, what did I learn from this situation? What did I learn? Why did this happen? What is this trying to teach me? This is one important point you really got to understand. What is this trying to teach me? You know, so these are few points which we have
Uh,
shared, and
I will add two short points here as well, Kumar.
short.
So, one more thing which people should do, not should do, they can do when they are going through this process is uh, finding support of your closed ones, your loved ones. So take support
Right.
from those people. Talk your feelings out. So don't keep suppressing everything inside. And if you cannot find anybody in the world, find a therapist, find a coach, find a counselor. Right? They are going to be your secure space. Right? So when you are at such a low stage and you don't have people in your life, and
Right.
you don't know how to come out of it, taking the right help will give you at least take you one step ahead. So what we are talking about, you're here and we are talking about taking you here. So take one step by at least opening up and sharing and talking, taking help of the right people. If you have people, loved ones, close people in your life, go speak to them and be vulnerable. Speak it out that it hurts. Yes, it hurts. So it hurts, and I am going through this. Another thing
Right.
is when you are grieving. So, any kind of grieving that you're going through in your life, or if you go through in your life, don't forget to self soothe yourself.
Mm.
Hmm? So, you
Right.
won't be
Right.
able to process your emotions if your mind and body are not at least a minimal balance stage. So, it's very, very important that you come and create a loving environment for yourself. You provide space to yourself, and there are hundreds of ways of self-soothing. If you like to write, you write. If you like to do some activity, dance, art, singing, music, whatever, you do that. If you can just meditate, you can just take out time, go walk in the nature, you can join some support groups, talk to people, and you can take care of your body. You can take care of any small thing that you can do for yourself throughout the day. And don't try to get over this thing by through a defined timeline. So take one day at a time, one
Right.
day
Right.
at a time, and start creating that space for yourself, that I'm going to allow myself in that space. So there are two things, two, three, four things happening here simultaneously. How your day looks like is you get up in the morning, you have a nice routine for yourself, you're doing things for yourself. Because uh, a lot of times when these situations occur in our life, we get into the mode of feeling very shameful, guilty, feeling like a failure and loss and everything. So it's acknowledge that you're feeling that, feeling that, and you are not that feeling. So you can still love yourself even if you're feeling all of those things, right?
Absolutely.
So create
Yes.
that loving space for yourself and self-soothe yourself. Make a routine. Along with that, go through the grieving process, process your emotions, get into deep contemplation mode, know yourself, find a support group, find a help if you need. So these all things can go and are supposed to go simultaneously together, and you can alter it according to how you feel about it, right?
Mm.
But self-soothing is one of the utmost necessity when you're going through a grieving process. So think about it and give importance to that.
Absolutely, such important points, and yes, support group is such an important thing. Reach out to those people, those friends, family members if you have any. If you don't have any, reach out to a counselor or a therapist, as Anamika suggested. And Anamika, one more thing which actually I did is, of course, during the grieving process, when you reach acceptance, I reached a stage where I said, let go so that I can grow. You know, so I left all the hope of any reconciliation and all that, and you know, just I said, okay, I have learned the lessons. This situation, this relationship has given me some amazing memories, no doubt about it. You know, it could be various reasons. It's not always the other person's mistake or my mistake. It has to happen. One thing is, I mean, as I said, I was in relationship for 6 years. I really loved her, and when the time came that I wanted to marry her, she said, "Okay, it's not going to happen." So, absolutely, Vikesh. Yeah, your support group is absolutely important, and we have such kind of support group with us. So, if you want to be part of our inner circle, which we call it as conscious relationships circle, please do not forget to DM us. If you're not part of it yet, you can be part of our inner group where we give this kind of support. So yes, Anamika, that's what I did. I said, okay, lessons learned. And it was not easy. I mean, I had to go through the grieving process. There's no shortcut as such, right? So, yeah, thank you so much. Any last words that you want to talk about or say for people who might be going through a breakup right now, or who are already been through that? I mean, what's next? They might be thinking, what's next? I mean, will I attract the same person again? People are scared. People are saying, okay, I don't want to get into another relationship now. And some people are just getting into another relationship one after the other. What is those last words before we end this live session today?
Yeah. So for people who are going through a breakup, I would say that go through this process, go through the grieving process, and it ends. It's not gonna stay forever, even if it feels like it's gonna stay forever. It's not, right? So if you cannot trust it for yourself, then trust our words. It's not gonna stay forever. And people who are in the state of either getting into a new relationship, or people who have decided that now they are never going to be in a relationship, for both of these categories of for the first category of people, I would actually say that um, are you ready for a healthy relationship yourself? So first contemplate
Mm,
about that, right? That even if, let's suppose, because everything is going to be flashy and nice and beautiful when it's the beginning of the relationship, right? And if you get the answer as if something is not clicking in your head, then take your time. There's no hurry. So rather than getting into a wrong relationship, take your time and decide for yourself that what is the kind of relationship that you really want,
true.
right?
Absolutely.
And then get into one. So it's okay to take a 6 month break, work on yourself, and then get into a relationship which can actually have be there as an addition in your life, not suck energy out of you, and you don't end up sucking energy out of some other person. So 6 months is the bare minimum. You deserve it. At least give yourself 6 months of time. So healing is a lifelong journey, but at least you can see what life is trying to show you. At least that much we can do for ourselves. The third category of people who have decided that they don't want to get into a relationship ever again, so I would say stop punishing yourself for that. right? We all deserve happy relationships, healthy relationships, and we all are capable of doing it. Each human being, no exception. Each human being is capable of creating a nice, healthy, attracting the right partner, and giving that kind of love, sharing that kind of love with the right person. We are all capable. Now, rather than avoiding this situation, face this situation, learn learn about yourself, know yourself, let go of what you need to let go, drop the past baggages. And there are tons of things which we have talked about even before. You can go watch our videos in the previous episodes, or you can watch it on the YouTube channel. We have talked about this so much. Do all of these things because we live in an interdependent system, and you don't want to get up on your bed 65-year-old and then regret, oh God, what did I do with myself? What did I do with my life? Right? So we live in an interdependent system. No matter how much you avoid, relationships are going to be a part of your life. So make it a good experience. Don't avoid it. Don't keep punishing yourself. There's nobody outside punishing you. You're punishing yourself. Stop doing that.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. That's fantastic message, Anamika. And I remember when our Akarma was mentioning that uh, only healed will attract healed. Unhealed will attract unhealed.
So,
So you better heal yourself, which means know yourself, work on yourself, heal so that you can get the right people in your life. Not just partner, it could be anybody, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we come to an end of dealing with breakups, right? Last time it was about ghosting and how to handle it. So keep watching this, share it with your friends. If you're not part of our community, I want you to drop a DM so that we can make you our part of our inner circle, right? Thank you so much, and keep sharing this live, and see you all next Wednesday with yet another topic in this dating series. Till then,
thank you so
bye
much,
bye.
guys. Thank you, Kumar. Bye bye. Good night, everyone. Thank you so
Bye bye.
much.
Good night.
Thank you, Vikesh. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah.
Thank
Bye bye.
you.